Welcome. Just coming up at noon Pacific time. Going to be leading you through a yoga flow. If I've never met you, I'm Diana Paschal. Welcome. I'm going to be filming from right outside my apartment in Santa Monica. Nice sunny day, so I thought I would kill two birds with one stone. What I invite you to do is clear your space. And if you have a mat, get a yoga mat. If you have a block, you can grab that as well. And this class is going to be a slow, mindful vinyasa class. We'll do a little bit of practices from Katona Yoga, which is a Taoist practice that incorporates traditional Hatha yoga with looking at the body through sacred geometry. Optimizing alignment for organ function. It looks at the body with the meridian system that you would get in Chinese medicine. So I'll speak to that a little bit because today it's really warm out. It's a spring day, and the springtime is the season of the liver and the gallbladder. And you can access the gallbladder meridian on the sides. We'll do some side bends. The liver meridian on the inner thigh, going up the inner leg. So we'll do some stuff to open that as well. So this time of the year is spring, and it's really a time of really preparing what you want to birth. And, when you get to summer, it's full expression of that. So it's almost like this pregnant time of the year where you can cultivate within what you want to bring out into the world. So go ahead and grab a block, and let's start on our back. So lie back. You can have your block nearby, and go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Give your knees a nice squeeze. And then let go of your left leg. Just hug the right knee in. Try to get the left leg all the way straight. Take your right knee, drop it over to the left. I'm going to put my knee on a block so I can ground it really easily. Cactus your right arm. So bend the elbow, palm up, and look over to the right. Little spinal twist. A couple of deep breaths there. And then inhale, come back up to center, hug the knees in, and then let go of the right leg straight. Try to really firm your right thigh down, nice and long. And then drop your left knee over to the right. Again, you can put it on a block. Cactus your right elbow, palm is up. So you're spreading your left bicep out, the chest, the collarbone. And then come back up to center, hug the knees back in. Press your feet down on the mat and lift your hips up to a nice, easy bridge pose. Not too much to start. Just extending and opening up the tops of the thighs, the quads, the hip flexors, the front of the pelvis. Push the knees forward and suck your heels towards you. Start to roll your shoulders underneath you. So you spread your collarbones more. Take your hands to the edges of your mat and just pull it apart. You could tear it. Keep your hips lifted. Extend your right leg any amount towards the sky. You can have a little bend to the knee. Feel your left hip firming. And then release your right foot. And lift your left leg up. So you're in bridge, extending left leg high towards the sky. Keep the hips parallel. So let the right hip also lift as high as the left. And release. Stay in bridge. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. Turn your right toes to face the right. Cross your ankle over your left thigh. Lower your hips. And then let your left thigh come towards you any amount. So your right knee moves forward a little bit. If you want, you can grab your left thigh or shin and hug it in. And then release. Back to bridge pose. Lift your hips up. Extend your left leg towards the sky. Rotate your left toes to the left. So you externally rotate your leg. Take your ankle over your right thigh. Lower your hips. Let the right thigh come towards you. You can grab your thigh or your calf. Let your left knee go forward. Great. And then just release. Let's bring the feet back on the mat. One more thing here on our backs. Go ahead and keep your feet as wide as your hips. And drop your knees all the way to the left. Keep the feet separated. The knees are separated. Inhale to center. Drop your knees all the way to the right. So just kind of warming up the hips and then keep going back and forth. The next time they're over to the left, keep them there. Reach your arms up. Just grab opposite elbows and then pull your waist long. Inhale, take the knees up. Drop them over to the right. Pull the shoulders up. Inhale, come back up. Hug your knees in. Rock yourself up. Come to your hands and your knees. So find a tabletop. Stacking the wrist under the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. You can always find 90 degrees by taking the edge of a block, sliding it right at your wrist. So you're not just guessing, you're finding an accurate measurement. And then start to move through cat-cow. So round the back, exhale the breath, draw the belly in, and then drop the belly, arch the spine, look up as you inhale, and keep going. You can go with your own breath. You can go nice and slow if you want to speed it up. That tends to warm up the body a little faster. So if you're feeling stagnant, feeling cold, if you want to kind of get things moving a little faster, then you can pump your breath. Make it a pumping action. In, out, in, out. Again, if that resonates with you, you can try it for a few moments. And then slow it back down. And let's turn the hands backwards. So turn your thumbs out, turn your middle finger to face back. If that feels really challenging right away, you could take the hands left and right, or you could just flip one hand at a time. But start to shift your weight into the wrist, left and right. Try to find all the knuckles really gripping the mat, and then you can circle around any amount, big or small. Try not to lock out your elbows. So you're circling, stirring, switch the direction. And then flip your hands back the normal way. Push the ground away and really strengthen, firm the arms. So wrap the elbows backwards, spread the fingers, and see if you can curl your toes and lift your knees an inch, but stay really low. So don't stick your butt up. Push the ground away and feel your shoulder blades widen on your back. Draw your navel in, engage your core, and then lower your knees. Grab your block, and you're going to sit on it. So just sit back on your block. Close your eyes. Well, before you do that, make sure you're comfortable. So if your knees bother you, you could turn the block higher. You could stack 2 blocks up. You can also sit on your feet if that doesn't bother your knees. You don't have a block handy, you could try sitting on your feet. If you don't have a block, it's nice to maybe just grab a towel from your bathroom, can roll or double fold that up, cushion from your couch, something to lift your seat a little bit higher so that your hips can open and your spine can sit up tall. Once you feel comfortable in your seat, go ahead and close your eyes. And just feel any sort of shifts or openings that you can feel just from the little bit of movement that we already did. Let your mind connect to your body and to your breath. So the mind is the part of us that is able to travel through our memories into the past, through our imagination into the future. And then with the body, we come back into present. So the body is where all action, all manifestation arises. The mind can travel. The body is always in the present. So connect with how you're feeling in this present moment. Anything there for you? Sensation, emotion, space, tension. See if you can allow your body to feel a little bit more watery. Let your breath move easily. Okay, and we'll just do a little pranayama to kind of warm up and clear out the lungs. So you're going to take the arms up, flip your palms up like little cups, get the arms in line with the ears. You're going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and then you'll take short, sharp exhales out of your nose, snapping your navel in, Kapalabhati. So it looks like this. So you're just focusing on the exhale. And every time you exhale, your belly snaps into your low back. So it's a forceful exhalation. The inhale comes in naturally. So let's keep going. Stay with it. I'll do it with you. And as you do this, it's important to keep the belly as relaxed as you can when you're not pushing it in to exhale. So the inhale lets the belly expand a little bit. Keep the arms reaching up. Keep your face relaxed. Let it be, again, fluid, watery leg. Good. Go ahead and exhale all the breath out. Hook your thumbs overhead. Take a nice big breath in and hold it at the top. So this is retaining the breath. If you can sip in more air, do that. Get as full as you can and then hold it. Pull your thumbs apart. Let your elbows wrap in. Draw your front ribs in. Pull your shoulders up. Get long in your waist. Keep your face relaxed. See if you can hold it for another moment. Nice and relaxed in the eyes and the jaw. And we'll open the mouth and sigh it out. Good. Release your hands. Pull your shoulders up, back, and then relax them down. Beautiful. Okay, so come to your hands and your knees, just where we were. This time, walk your hands forward a little bit. Curl your toes. Same thing. Hover the knees. Bend your knees. Stick your butt up and look forward past your hands. So you get a crescendo, a little lengthening of the spine, lifting of the butt. And then start to push your chest towards your thighs, but keep the ears in line with the arms. So don't push your head past your arms. And then maybe your legs will extend a little bit. So you're in like a little bent knee down dog. Your knees can be as bent as they need to find that crescendo in the spine. On your inhale, come forward to plank. Adjust yourself if you need so you can really feel that your wrists are right under your shoulders. Your butt is slightly below your shoulders. So not above and not way below. So there's no back bend in the spine. push the hands forward and feel the upper back and the shoulder blades widen. And you really draw the core in your plank pose. And then hips high, downward dog. Again, you can have the knees bent. If that takes the weight, more weight into your feet is what we want here, less weight in the hands. Wrapping the elbows in, pressing into the insides of the palms. Inhale to plank, exhale down dog, inhale to plank, exhale down dog. This time try to round your back when you get to plank, like cat pose. Really finding all the vertebra. Look forward, bend your knees. Do that back bend as you exhale to get to your dog. 2 more like that. Inhale, rounding it forward. Cat spine, exhale, cow spine, back bending to get to dog. 1 more time. Trying to really open up the spine, finding all the little edges that are tense. Beautiful. And then come to plank, and then lower your knees. Sit back into a child's pose. Let your butt hit your heels. Your knees can be a little bit wider than your hips. Come onto your fingertips. Lift the insides of your hands. Lift your elbows. Crawl your hands as far out of your waist as you can. As far forward as you can. Walk your hands up and over to the left. Getting really long in the waist. Maybe lift the belly up and over the right thigh. Side bending. And then walk your hands up and over to the left. Lift your belly up and over your thigh. Again, lengthening out of the hips. Walk your hands back to center. Palms flat. All the way forward. As far as you can. Come up with your hips. Let your hips go forward. Bend your elbows. So it's like kind of like a modified cobra. And then back to child's pose. And then let's flow like that. Very watery. Inhale, little cobra, maybe an up dog. Exhale, move it back. Again, inhale, come forward. This time, stay here. Keep the elbows soft. Roll the fronts of the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders back. Spin your heels to the left. Look over your right shoulder. Spin your heels to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. See if you can press into your feet and let your thighs lift for upward dog. Push your hands down and bring your shoulders out of your ears. Down. Flip over your feet. Downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Drop the right knee underneath your hip. Spin your left heel down. Take your left arm up so you're in a side plank modified with the knee down. Look up at your left hand. Turn your palm to face forward and then drop the arm over your ear. Bend your elbow. Hold the back of your head just at the occipital ridge where your hairline is. And then lean your head back and look up. Notice what your right elbow is doing. See if you can wrap the right elbow underneath you. So back in space. Great. And then plant your hands. And see if you can just lift your right knee up towards your belly button. Good. Extend your right leg back. Stay strong in your core. Draw your right knee a little higher. Maybe you can touch it to your nose. And then inhale, take it back. 1 more. Draw it in. And then step forward. Lower your back knee. Let your hips just dip forward. So really let the pelvis move forward. So you stretch the left thigh, the front of the left hip flexor. Take your hands a little wider and shift your weight left and right. Just warming up the back hip. See if you can keep your back foot pointed. So all the toenails on the mat, and lift your knee up any amount and lower it down. Curl your toes and then lift your knee the normal way. So you're in like a low lunge here. Plant your left hand down. Twist your right arm up. You can lean your head back and look up at your right hand. As you exhale, stretch the right arm over your ear. Take 1 more breath here. And exhale, plant your hands. Good. You're going to rise up into Anjaneyasana now. So interlace the hands right above the highest point on your right thigh. Push forward. Try to straighten your arms. At the same time, suck your belly button in. Maybe you can get a little longer in your stance. Wrap the left hip forward. Good. And then take the arms up. We're going to side bend here to the right. So grab the left wrist and arch it up and over to the right side. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, step to downward dog. Inhale, come to plank. Keep your legs strong and let your hips just move forward for an up dog variation on the balls of the feet. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale to plank. Lower the left knee underneath you. Spin your right heel down. You can move your left foot back for stability and then take the right arm up. Make sure your right toes face straight to the right. So they're not facing back. Right arm goes over your ear with your palm down. Bend your right elbow. Look up. Pull your left shoulder away from your ear. Firm your legs. Take another breath in. As you exhale, release your hands. Square your hips. On your exhale, draw your left knee up towards your belly. Stay in plank here and then just kick the leg back, inhaling. Exhaling, draw your knee a little higher, maybe to your nose. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, take it forward and step forward. Get the ankle under your knee. Lower your back knee. Let your hips sink forward in space. You can shift your weight left and right, rolling to the inside of your right knee, the outside of your right knee, and then you find right in the center. So the right hip's wrapping forward. The hips are really square. Curl or point the back toes. Keep it pointed as you press into your foot and see if you can lift your knee any amount. Lower your back knee, curl your toes, and straighten your back leg the normal way. Right hand goes under your shoulder. Twist your left arm up. So you want to feel that your shoulders and your wrists are stacked. Don't let your left knee go out. Keep it hugging over the ankle. Take your left arm over your ear. Plant your hands. Release your back knee. And then take your fingers, switch the interlacing. Bring it over your left thigh. Push the flesh of your thigh, the highest point forward, and suck your belly in. So you might feel a stretch in your right quad. So instead of sinking deep into it in the low back, pull the belly in, heavy the tailbone, but keep letting your right thigh reach forward. Okay, and then take the arms up. Pull on the right wrist, side bend to the left. Inhale to center, plant your hands, come to downward dog. Inhale, take upward dog. Exhale, take downward dog. One more time. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. Walk your hands to your feet all the way back. Bend your knees. Your feet are about 2 fist distance apart, hip width. Drop your head out. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Roll it around. You can inhale, lengthen the spine a bit, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Stay folded. Take a breath in. And sigh it out. Ah, fantastic. Inhale. Make whatever noise you want. Ah, good. Keep the knees bent. Round your spine. And draw yourself up. Come to the top of your mat. Let's just kind of release a little bit of tension here. So take the arms up. Breathe in. Bend your knees as you exhale. Swing your hands back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, ha, swing your hands back. Inhale, keep going, ha, in, ha, out. Good, keep going. If you want, when you come up, you can hop. You got a little extra energy, you got a little pep in your step, and you want to make it a little bit more active, a little bit more strengthening in the legs. You get that quick twitch muscles going. Twitch TV. Okay. And then fold. Hang over your legs. Keep your knees soft. And release your fingers behind your back if that's available. Otherwise, you could hook your thumbs behind your back. You can also grab a strap, grab a t-shirt. Keep the hands connected in some way if you can. Bend your left knee more. Look to the right. The right leg can straighten a little bit. So there's a twist. And then switch. Bend the right knee. Drop your head. Look over to the left side. See something on the left side of your space. Right knee bends. Left leg is straight. And then bend both knees. Release your head. Release your hands. Round yourself back up to stand. And we'll do a little flow here, but it'll be a lunging salutation. So instead of maybe what you're accustomed to, sun salutations where you're jumping to chaturanga, we will do a lunging salutation. So it's one breath per movement. No chaturangas, but we'll do an up dog just like we were doing. So inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold in. Imagine you're moving through water. Release your head. Good. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, you go to down dog. Again, one breath per movement. Use the whole breath. Inhale, you take up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your right foot without lifting it. Exhale, step your left foot forward, fold. Inhale, you reach up, arms up. Your feet can be hip width if you like. Exhale, hands to the heart. Other side, breathing in, reach the arms, stretch the body. Breathe out, fold in all the way. Release your left foot back. Lower your knee, take the arms up on the inhale. Plant your hands on the exhale, it's down dog. Inhale, it's up dog. Open the front body, shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step the left foot. Exhale, step the right foot. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do another round. Inhale, breathe in, reach up. Exhale, fold in, step the right foot back. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right foot steps. Exhale, left foot steps. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Last one. Breathing in, reach up. Breathing out, fold in, release your head. Step your left foot back, lower your knee. Inhale, the arms rise, the hips lift. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, upward dog. Pull the shoulders back. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step your left foot. Exhale, step your right foot, drop your head. Inhale, take the arms up, lift your heart. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Maybe your heart is beating a little bit more than it was at the beginning. That's good. Get the system circulating. We're going to lean the weight to the left foot and take the right knee up. Same thing we did on our back. Good. Try to keep your left hip facing forward. And you're going to open your right knee out to the right and take it back in. Open it out to the right. Take it back in. One more time, open it out. Grab your ankle, bring your ankle up to your inner thigh for a tree pose. If you feel stable here, you can take your arms up, hook your thumbs, pull your thumbs apart. If you feel really stable, you can do a little side bend to the right. You can pull on the left wrist. This is one of my favorite things to do. And then as you inhale, slowly come back up, very slow. Release your hands. Okay, we're going to move a little further if you can. You're going to take your right foot and you're going to lift it even higher, but more above your left thigh. So earlier on our back, we did figure 4. You're just going to take the foot a little bit closer than figure 4. So a little bit closer towards your pelvis. And let your right knee go down, so it's a half lotus. Push the ankle skin of your right foot forward. If you feel really stable, you can take your arms up. Take your hands to your hips. You're going to lift your right knee and just extend it and lower it down. Shift your weight to your right foot. Hug your left knee in. Right hand on your hip. Keep your right hip facing forward. So as you open your left knee, try not to turn your torso with it. So you're really finding the opening with the inner thigh. And then bring your knee towards like 10 o'clock. So it's not 9 o'clock. It's not all the way out. Slightly in. Place your foot somewhere. Your foot might go on your shin. If the knee bothers you, then don't do what you're doing. So you want to keep your knee always feeling good in yoga. So we want to feel this in the hips, in the pelvis, not in the knee. Arms go up when you feel stable. Hook your other thumb in front. You're welcome to take the side bend to the left. If that felt good, you can pull on your right wrist. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Take your hands down. Grab your right foot with your left foot with your right hand. Pull your foot higher. Again, if it doesn't feel you should feel no pain in your knee. It'll be challenging in the low back to keep the tailbone down. So try not to arch your back to find this shape. Pull the navel in. Again, if you want to play with taking the arms up, you could do that. And then take your knee up in space, no hands, straighten your leg, hold it, breathe, and exhale. Release your foot down. Let's step the feet together. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, fold into your legs, release your head all the way. Inhale, do a half lift. Plant your hands, step to plank pose. Look forward in plank, and you can take chaturanga if you like. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Great. Come to your hands and your knees. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Take your right knee up to the right and lower it down and lift it. Again, try to keep your hips level to the ground and lower it. Lift your right knee, lower it. Lift it, lower it. Lift it. Maybe you can kick out to the right. And then circle your knee around outside your left knee, widen your feet. Draw your hips back so your front knee can lift, and just let your belly hit your thigh. So it's kind of like a cross-kneed child's pose, and then walk your hands over to the left. Side bending. So it's almost like a Gomukhasana leg, but don't sit your butt all the way down to the ground. So the butt's just hovering. Walk your hands back, uncross the knees. Take the left knee up in space, lower it down. Inhale, lift it. Keep the arms straight, lower. Keep the shoulders spread, lift. Lower, keep the core engaged, lift, lower. Last one, lift, try to kick out to the left. And then swim your knee around to the opposite side, widen your feet. Let your butt go back. And then walk the fingertips up and over to the right. You might feel some stretch in your outer left glute muscles. And in the side bend in the waist. Come back through, center. Uncross your knees. Hips high, back to downward dog. Inhale to plank pose. Spin your heels to the left and take your right arm up. Someone sings opera nearby. They're doing that right now. I don't know if you guys can hear. It's really beautiful. Lift your right foot, hover it. Try to draw your right knee towards your belly button like we've been doing. Look forward and then step your right foot forward. And then this time we'll rise up to a crescent pose. So take the arms up, cactus your elbows, lean your head back, arch the spine, pull the belly in, heavy the tailbone. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Exhale, bend and cactus. Inhale, straighten, reach up. Exhale, bend and cactus. Take your hands to prayer. Hook your elbow outside your thigh. Find your twist. Push down the left elbow and pull your belly away from your thigh. Breathe in. Breathe out. Plant your hands. Walk your right foot over to the left. Take your back knee forward, outside your front foot. Take a seat for seated spinal twist. Bring your right hand behind you. If you can't find your right sitting bone down, you can straighten your left leg. So totally up to you. You could sit on a blanket also. On your exhale, hook your elbow outside your thigh. Look over your right shoulder. So the breath is impinged a little bit here. So more of the breath goes to the back ribs. So feel that. On your inhale, come to the front. Lean into your left hand. Swing your right leg back. And then turn the right toes down. Drop the right knee down. And you're in a pigeon upright. Do not lean on your left butt cheek. Your left butt cheek will be off the ground. Your hands support you. If it's hard for you to have your hands on the ground, you can always put your hands on blocks. You can also just really hold the pose without the hands, just strengthening the hips and the legs. You could take the arms up. Again, you should not have pain in your knee. You want to feel this stretch in the right quads and the left butt, the left hip. And then we're just going to step to downward dog. On the exhale, inhale, come to plank. Spin your heels to the right. You can keep your feet staggered. So a side plank with the left arm up. Hover your left foot. Draw your left knee towards your belly button. Look forward. Step your left foot there. Rise up to crescent pose. Breathing in. And exhale, let the arms bend. Try to move the hands behind the elbows in space. Like someone was pushing your hands back. Let your elbows go forward slightly. So that will give you that arch in the upper spine, thoracic spine. So you feel a little back bend there. Try to wrap the right hip forward. Keep the integrity with the core engaged. Inhale, straighten everything. Exhale, bend and cactus. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend and cactus. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Hands to prayer. Twist to the left. Hook your elbow outside your thigh. Legs are strong. Try to move your head back so you feel your spine is long. Pull your belly away from your thigh. Push your hands together. Turn the chest towards the hands. If you want, you could look up. One more breath in. Exhale to release your hands. Walk your left foot over to the right. Take your back knee outside your front foot. Take a seat. Again, you want to ground your left butt onto something. That might mean that you straighten this right leg. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, hook your elbow, or you can just hug the knee in. And the spine can round a little bit here. So allowing the spine to round to find the twist, and then you can think about lifting out of that slightly, lifting the head slightly up and back. Stay with your breath. Inhale, come to the front. You're going to lean to your right hips and swing your left leg back. Lift your hip up. Wrap your left knee down, left toes down, and scooch your left leg back. Walk your hands back any amount if you can so they're more underneath you. Pull your belly up. If you want, you can take the arms up. Plant your hands. Downward dog. Inhale, let's do an up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees. Hop forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold in. Take your feet wider. Toes turn out. Again, toes turn like 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So not all the way out, not that forward. Try to keep your heels grounded. And let's lower like halfway, so not into a full squat. So keep the butt in line with the knees for a minute. Your hands can be at prayer. And then press into the feet and rise up. And as we exhale, you're going to drop the butt maybe a little bit below the knees, but keep the heels grounded. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, keep the toes spread, keep the chest lifted, keep the core engaged. Lower a little lower, come back up. Let's do 2 more. Very slow, very mindful. Come back up. Last one. Come all the way back up. Walk your feet to touch. Bend your knees halfway. Chair pose, take the arms up. Front ribs drawn in. Wrap the elbows forward, take the arms as high as the ears. Lower down, sit your butt on your mat. Hover your legs. Navasana. If you want, you can straighten them. Lower halfway down. Keep your feet off the mat. Keep your shoulder blades off the mat. So not just your shoulders, but your shoulder blades, those little pointy bones. Don't let them hit the mat. Stay with it. Exhale, draw your knees up to your chest. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, draw them up. Inhale, lower down. Good. Take your hands behind your head. Bring your feet together, your knees apart. We're going to do a little abdominals. As you exhale, curl up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, the shoulder blades go off the mat. So the feet press together, the knees are wide. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up. Reach your arms through the space. And then just do little tiny pulses. Good, lower down. Let your knees come into your chest. And extend your legs up towards the sky any amount. So if they go this way, halfway, and they can't really get over your hips, you can soften your knees. You can grab the edges of the mat and push the mat away to really lengthen your spine. And on your exhale, you're going to reach up towards your toes. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, reach up, shoulder blades up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, reach up and stay there. Little pulses. Good, lower down. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock yourself all the way back up. Cross your shins. You can take a chaturanga if you want. Downward dog. Hips are high. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Let's bend the knee, open the hip. You can circle the knee one way, circle it the other way. Exhale, step in between your thumbs. Spin the back heel down. Warrior 2. Open up to the left side. Reach the arms out. Beautiful. Drop your right elbow on your right thigh. Left arm over your ear. I want you to push your right elbow down into your thigh and pull your right ribs away from your thigh. And then reach the right arm, hover it. Hover the left arm. Good, bring the elbow back down. Take your right hand inside your knee. Slowly slide your right hand down inside your foot. Left arm up. You can always keep the elbow there. The back leg needs to stay really firm. No matter where you're at, you can also grab your ankle. pull the left shoulder back. Inhale, come up. Turn your toes to face the left side of the mat. Hands to your hips. Wrap your elbows in. Breathe in. Exhale, fold down into your legs. Let your head release. If you can grab your big toes with your first two peace fingers, do that. Inhale, lengthen your waist. And exhale, fold into your legs. Pull your shoulders up away from the ground. Draw your head down. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Inhale, lift the chest. Turn your toes out. Bend your left knee. You can lift the right toes. Inhale through center. Bend the right knee. You can lift the left toes. Go back to the left side one more time. Move back into a lunge. Lower your back knee. Put your left hand down. Reach your right hand up. This time, lift your back foot. See if you can grab it with your right hand. If it feels far away, put your left hand on a block. Go ahead and push your foot back into your hand a little bit. Let that open your chest. And then maybe you can pull your heel towards you a little bit. And maybe you can do a little bit of both. Give yourself some resistance as you push your foot into your hand. Good. Plant your hands. Let your hips go back. Just straighten your front leg. Flex your toes. And step to downward dog. Inhale your left leg up. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Circle the knee one way. Circle it the other way. Step in between your thumbs. Warrior two. So with warrior two, your right toes, your back foot's maybe slightly turned in. Just slightly. Heels can line up. Try to keep your torso neutral. So try to lean to the front foot. And then lean to the left thigh. Put your elbow on the thigh. At the same time, resist that action by grounding the back foot and pulling the ribs away from it. So keeping a lot of weight in the back foot. Can you parallel the left arm up and the right arm up to each other and just use your legs? Good. Put your elbow back on your thigh. Your right hand can slide down inside the foot if that's available. You can always grab your ankle. Let's take 2 breaths in some version of extended side angle. Again, this is always available. Elbow on the thigh. Pull the right shoulder back. Inhale, come up. Turn your toes to face the right side of your mat. This time we'll interlace the fingers behind us. You can switch the interlacing to your non-habitual way. Breathing in, lift your chest. Breathing out, fold in. Release the head. Make sure both toes are facing forward. Have your weight even in your feet. The weight even from the toes to the heels, left to right. You can move your hands a little bit left and right, opening up. Roll the shoulders up, away from the ground. Reach the hands back, drop the head down, and then release your hands onto the earth. A little different this time, so not going to do Skandasana. We're just going to bend the right knee. Keep the left foot flat. So you'll feel this more in the inner thigh than the hamstring. So come back up, bend the left knee. Keep the right foot flat. Good. Inhale, come back up, bend the right knee. Bend the left knee. And then let's turn the toes out and do Skandasana. So see if you can feel the difference. Bend the right knee, let the left foot flex. Go back to the left foot. Go back to the right foot. Come back to your lunge, front of the mat. Release your back knee. Lift your back foot up. Draw the heel towards your butt. If it's available, you'll catch the foot. Again, if it's far away, a nice thing to do is just put your right hand on a block. You can also kind of come in and out of it. If your right knee is bothering you, that means your knee is too close to your butt. So when you bend your knee, you don't want to be on the kneecap. You want to be on the top of the knee, right where it hits your quad. So when you grab your back foot, you shouldn't feel pain in your knee. Now, if your hips are tight, this is obviously going to be challenging, so you just use a block. And a lot of people have tight quads from sitting, from biking. Okay, we'll step to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, hop to your hands, look forward as you breathe in. Exhale, fold all the way in, bend your knees, chair pose. Exhale, stand up. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold in, release your head. Halfway lift, step to plank. Breathe in. You can take chaturanga. Inhale, take upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Beautiful. Lift your right leg up. Open your hip. Walk your hands backwards until your left heel is grounded. Put your left fingertips on the ground. Take your right arm up. So it's like a half moon with the hand down, which is not taught a lot. Usually people use blocks. Well, today we're going to go crazy. Bend your right knee, your right foot. See if you can grab it with your right hand. We're just adding on things here. Good. Let go of your foot. Square your hips. Fold over your left leg, standing split. Just 2 breaths. Let your head drop. Start to roll the right inner thigh up to square the hips. Walk your hands forward. Step your right foot in between your thumbs. Hop your back leg up. Fingertips down. We're on the right leg with the left leg lifted. Great. We're going to keep the hips square. Take your right hand behind your right calf. Take your left hand behind your left calf. Interlace your fingers behind your calf and pull your shoulders back and arch your chest forward. See something in front of you. So it's like a warrior 3 variation bind. Okay, and back to downward dog. Nice and fluid. You can take an up dog if you like. Inhaling, down dog as you exhale. Left leg goes up. Walk your hands to your right foot. Turn your left toes to face the left. Bring your right hand directly under your shoulder. So you're opening your hip. You can bend your left knee. If the foot's close by, you can catch it and kick your foot back. Feel that stretch the front of the left thigh. Your right knee, guys, can be as bent as you need. And then release yourself into standing split. So pull the left hip down, let the head drop, lift the left leg, and walk your hands forward. Step your left foot in between your hands. Come forward into a fingertips down warrior 3. The left knee can be bent. The right leg should be really straight. Take the left hand behind your calf, right hand behind your calf as you feel stable. Pull the chest away from the thigh. Look forward. Take one more breath. And step it back. Down dog, last up dog if you want. Back to down dog. Plank pose. Child's pose. Rest your body. Feel your breath. Feel your heartbeat. Come to plank. Cross your feet. Sit back behind your feet. Extend your legs out in front of you. Bend your knees. Try to get the heels close to your butt. Flip your fingers. Let's turn them to face left and right. So thumbs face forward, middle fingers face out, left and right. Press up to a reverse tabletop. Try to get rid of that crease in your hips and drop your head back. If that feels good on your neck, roll your shoulders down, lift your chest up, and exhale, lower your butt. Good. Straighten your left leg. Take your right ankle over your left thigh. Bend your left knee. Rotate your hips left and right. Option 1 is to stay like this. Option 2 is to let the left shin cross underneath the right shin. If you're kind of like almost in this shape, but your knees really lifted, maybe your back is rounded a lot, you could sit on the edge of a blanket. Another variation, my favorite, is to put a block in front of your left knee. Put your foot on the block. So that gives this gravity, the right knee, some time to just, it's a restorative, allowing the right knee to drop. And the forward fold comes after the hips open. So if the hips are tight, there's no need to fold. And if you really want a forward fold, just cross your shins in Sukhasana, so the shins are crossed. And then you can get a nice forward fold. But we want to start to open the hips first. Again, ankle is over the knee or it's on the block. And if the spine is rounding, just bring your hands behind you and use that leverage to find a little crescendo in the low back and length in the spine. We're going to do the other side. Step on your feet. Right leg extends. Bring the left ankle over the right thigh. Make sure your left butt's right underneath you. Bend your right knee. Flex your left foot. You can drop the knees a little bit left and right. Stay here if you like, pushing your chest towards your shin, or you can drop this right shin underneath you. So a lot of times what happens here is people let their foot just kind of go wherever they want. And what happens is the ankle just kind of sickles and we don't really get into the hip. So you want to feel that both butt cheeks are underneath your pelvis. So you're not finding this rounding in the mid-back. If you are rounding in the mid-back, you want to sit on something and you want to get the head right over the butt before you do anything else. The head needs to be over the hips. And then from there, ankle can go over the knee. If this knee is really lifted, just put your ankle on a block. Sitting upright is great. Using the hands behind you is great. If you feel like you can go a little further, you can walk the hands forward. But you should not, when you fold in, you shouldn't feel this in your mid-back. You should really just feel it in your hips, in your butt. And again, if you fold and you're just feeling it in your back, then you need to stay upright. And you want to feel that you're lifting out of the hips as you go forward. So again, you want to feel it in your hips. If you feel it in your back, just come out of it and then go back in slower, keeping the chest lifted. And then when you find you're getting a stretch, stay where you're at. And then come up. Let's just extend the legs for Dandasana. Any amount you could fold in if you like that. If you want to bend the knees, that feels good. Let your head relax. You can grab the bottoms of your feet. Try to get your armpits on your knees. Let your head release. Come all the way back up. Bring your feet together, your knees apart. You can either sit upright or you can start to pull the chest forward. Again, you don't want to round the spine. We're trying to let the knees go down and open the fronts of the thighs, the inner thighs. You might feel like your chest is going forward of your hips. So not so much down, but forward. Inhale, come up. Extend your legs one more time. Pull your navel in and start to lower each vertebra down. Try to keep your heels down. Slowly unfurl yourself. And you can rest on your back for the next few breaths. If you have a restorative pose you want to take, you could put a rolled up blanket under your knees. Another amazing restorative pose I will guide us through. If you want to do this, you're going to cross your shins, just like we did a moment ago, except for the ankle's not on the knee. The shins are just crossed. So make an X with your shins. Take your arms up, cross your forearms behind your head. Take your hands to opposite shoulders. Pull your waist along, so lengthen out of your hips. So you feel a little tractioning in the low back. Your feet should be almost as wide as your knees here. So it's not feet together, knees apart. That's a different shape. And then you'll just rest. If this is not feeling good for any reason, you can shift yourself. Make sure you're comfortable. Let the body completely let go of all effort. Feel the space inside. Feel the space where your breath moves. You can cross the other shin in front and switch the arm that's on top, evening everything out.